So there's a good question to ask you. For someone that's maybe starting out and they're not really sure about what to do, we talked about grounding and earthing as being a part of that for that connection. But what would you encourage people to do so that they can even recognize they have a suitcase and there's actually tools in it? It's not just an empty bag where they go, what am I going to do with this?
One is meditation, but not everyone knows how to do meditation. So helping someone to begin the process of distinguishing what they feel versus what they think.
Yep.
For me, that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Making that clear distinction that what I'm feeling is different than what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then during that process of engaging and feeling, suspending the thought and just allowing yourself to go through that process of allowing yourself to feel.
Mm-hmm.
That is for me and for how I've guided others, that is the beginning process of really hunkering down, really getting to understand who you are. Mm-hmm. Because when you can quiet yourself enough to really feel what you're feeling or allow mm-hmm. the sensitivities or the nuances to reveal itself, you've already gotten out of your mind and you've taken a journey inward mm-hmm. to discover what else is in there. Mm-hmm. So that would be my first thing, is going through the process of, okay, is that a thought? Because one of the things I've shared in one of the videos is oftentimes people think about, well, what if this happened? And what if that happened? And what if this happened? And that's not coming from inside.
It hasn't happened yet.
So what are you what-ifing about? That's up here, right? So that's a clear indication that you're not inside. That's a clear indication that you're allowing external stimuli, energy to affect how you're thinking. Right? So for people who constantly go through that process, know that that is not it, and shut that off and command yourself to shut that off. Tell that energy, leave me the hell alone, and be persistent about it and focus and get back to what it is you're feeling.
I'd agree 100% with the meditation. I've meditated every day for 47, 48 years now.
Mm-hmm. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
Because you get deeper and deeper and deeper into this consciousness, the collective consciousness. And that connection alone fuels the body to continue to endure this realm. Mm-hmm. And without that perspective, life would be so convoluted, so convoluted. And it's important to maintain connectivity to that source in order to be successful on this realm.
And I bet you could help people with that connectivity just with some questions, by asking yourself questions so that you're making decisions. Because I'm asking myself questions all the time. And is this coming from my true essence? Mm-hmm. Or is this an external stimulus? Mm-hmm. And if it is, does it serve me or not?
Exactly. And that question is so key because, again, it forces you to make that distinction. Is it emanating from within, or is it something that I got from the external, something that I heard or whatever? That is key. Asking yourself questions is very, very important. I think I just recently put something up about the thoughts coming to you from your head or from your essence. Is it positive or is it negative?
And if they're coming from your head, you're probably being programmed.
Exactly. Most likely being programmed. Exactly. Exactly. Because you yourself wouldn't sabotage yourself by giving yourself negative thoughts. That's not you. Mm-hmm. That cannot be you, because you in your purest form wouldn't self-sabotage.
No,
doesn't make
serve
sense.
You.
It wouldn't serve you. So it has to be two different energies. Mm-hmm. It has to be an understanding that, okay, this is not of me, leaving it out there, protecting this mental border and allowing my feelings to speak to me rather than being influenced by the outside stimulus.
Yeah, that's powerful advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, in case anyone thinks that, because you've been meditating, in my case, for example, for all this time, that it's just a walk in the park. No, it's not. There's plenty of times where I'm catching myself. I'm going, right, I go outside, bare feet, find a tree, whatever, stand in water if it's really difficult. And I have to question myself back through the process to get myself centered again.
Mhm.
But it's
Mhm.
worth doing.
Absolutely. But that is the daily process of continuing to exercise that muscle.
Yep.
If
Use
it
it
be
or lose it.
use it or lose it, right? And so that is part of the process,
Mm.
constantly using it, because then it'll be too easy, and then one can possibly take it for granted,
Yep.
right? So that's part of the process, is what I would say.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.